Well, it's going back a couple of months, and I was certainly surprised. I think a lot of people in the industry were surprised when we heard about the big news that Lindstrom had acquired Solution Industries. Actually, it's Linfast. I have to be precise. Now, two guys who might not have found it such a surprise are with us now to discuss it, and they'll correct any of my misunderstandings on this and hopefully yours too. John Newman is a longtime Lindstrom and Linfast warhorse manager, and you name it. And Tim Vath's kind of the new kid on the block, although not with Solution Industries. He's finding himself now thrust into the forefront over there as things change up. We're going to hear all about that now. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having us, Eric.
Thanks for having us.
So, John, how did this all come down? Give us the background, and then we'll jump into some of your objectives for this acquisition.
Yeah, so we sort of have an acquisition team on LSG in conjunction with the board of directors. And, they're constantly looking for new acquisitions and talking about it. Unfortunately, Eric, I am not on that team. So there's only a limited amount of stuff. And, obviously caught wind of the solution very late in the game, right before it was announced. So it's not like myself, Bernie, or OJ had a large heads up of it was coming. So it was kind of a surprise for us, a great surprise, because I've seen these guys at the shows for a lot of years. And I met Tim, and I met some other people at Solution about a week or 2 weeks after the acquisition. And it seems like a great fit for our company, and we're really enjoying them having on board at the LSG team over the last several months.
Right. Well, LSG, of course, Linfast Solutions Group, and I guess Solutions was already in the name, so it was a natural, right? Well, no surprise there. These things do come down from on high, and then we all get the news. Tim, last time I saw you, you were standing on stage holding a bass guitar, jamming it out. That was, I think, at the, which one was it? The Fastener Fair USA in Cleveland. So you're a multi-talented guy. Now you're the new GM of Solution Industries. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, thank you. That was a fun time up there. I know we had done it previously at Fastener Fair at the Rock Hall. So this time, in the convention center was nice.
That was epic. That was great. Must have been a thrill to be playing there, man.
Yeah, and I'm glad. I was surprised by the turnout and the amount of people that stuck around to kind of watch us play. So it was fun.
Needless to say, you were as shocked, but how did you feel when they told you you're going to run this place now?
Yeah. So, my side is a little different, coming from this, on the side of the small family owned business. So I was sort of working in conjunction with our former owner, John Riddell, for a while. So didn't come up quite as fast as maybe some other people, but, I've been preparing for it for a while. I guess not so much the general manager position, but once things came to be and that was put as an opportunity in front of me, it was super exciting. So kind of jumping into the fire here and been enjoying it.
Well, you may be a relative newcomer in the fastener industry, but I've watched you work over there for many years. You've certainly paid your dues, and congratulations for that. I'll just put it out there right now.
Well, I appreciate that.
John, you've been around with Linfast too. You can fill us in on that a little bit, but where do you want to start with this? How does the solution acquisition fit into the strategy, and what other things are going on at LSG that you want to share?
Sure. So I'll let Tim give a pretty in-depth description of solution and what we're doing there. But I just want to say, after the acquisition here, we acquired the company and got a lot of good people out of it. Tim on this call right now, I mean, he's done great. A little bit about my background is I had 6 years in the military, and for us, age doesn't really equate to rank. And when you find good leaders, they really shine. So we're super excited to have Tim on board. And at the same time, we picked up somebody else from the solution team. Her name is Darlene Collis. And recently, you probably saw the announcement. We promoted her to Vice President of Quality. So we're also extremely excited about that.
Well, I appreciate all the kind words, John. And I agree, Darlene's going to do great things for LSG. She's been an awesome part of Solution, for the years that she's been here. I've kind of been with Solution forever. My mom, Laura, who's still with Solution, has worked here since the company's inception. Her and the Riddell family, who previously owned Solution, are great friends. So, with that, I've sort of been, working odd jobs and side work at Solution since, I don't know, late middle school, doing, piecework, applying patch, kit bagging. I think I was the cleaning crew at one point. So that's, sort of evolved, and I worked through the warehouse, through high school and college. And so I went to college, didn't know what I wanted to do, enjoyed math and money and business in general. So I decided to get an accounting degree. Still on the fence. And at the time, Solution needed some help in the accounting department. So I jumped on board. I wanted some real world experience. And, that was 8 years ago. I didn't know if I wanted to go into public accounting or what. And from there, it turns out I didn't want to go. So I just worked as accounting manager to assistant general manager. And here we are today. So that's
Good
sort
man.
of a little bit about my background for those who don't know me.
Well, plus you're a pretty creative guy too for an accountant, because you're also really the head screenwriter over there at Solution. And you guys come up with some of the most hilarious little vignette videos, and anybody who's seen it, who's attended one of your open houses or that birthday celebration for Riddell, that was hilarious. Some of that stuff you came up with.
Yeah, we as a company have, historically tried to inject some fun into this otherwise pretty plain industry. And like you said, the open house videos were really fun, and we had a good time kind of setting those up and coming up with ideas and editing those down. But it's a good time.
So, John, you've got a great team over there. You've got a wonderful brand. Of course, Solution's been a partner of Fully Threaded Radio for many years as well. I hope we've contributed a little bit of that to building it up. Very small part of it, of course, but LSG has got a lot of things going. Now, I've known you over the years from your work with Mega. Is there going to be any kind of a connection there, or how's that going to fit in?
Yeah, so Solution does get some quotes occasionally for mega type products. So they definitely have access to our inventory. They have access to the way we quote business. They have access to our sales team, which we're currently adding to for the mega brand. So the answer is yes. Solution is definitely going to have access to our abilities at Mega. Prior to this, they've been using local machine shops and things like that, and they can continue to do that as well. So we're just kind of an added tool for them. So Mega, we've got a lot of good things going on right now. Like I said, we're adding to the sales team. So we have, I've hired a new sales manager for Mega. Her name is Karen Lawrence. She's coming from one of our customers, Southern Fasteners. We're really excited to have her on board. She's got 23 years experience with various different companies, including DB Roberts. So she's going to be heading up the sales team for Mega. So we're looking to build those sales, continue to build those sales up.
Refresh everyone's memory on the position that Mega fills in your lineup.
Mega is a fabrication division for LSG. So we actually have two divisions. We have one in South Carolina, which is the one everybody thinks of usually as Mega. And they do a lot of cut threads. We carry about close to $2 million worth of inventory for blanks for them. We have a CNC department, a stud department, and where our niche is medium to low volume and quick turnaround time. So our standard turnaround time is 2 to 3 days. Now, a lot of that obviously is based on volume, but we do also quote 1-day turnarounds. Sometimes we come in on the weekend if a customer needs something shipped that Saturday. We've had some funny stories where we've actually come in and put somebody on a plane to take some bolts to Canada to fill in for a customer that needed them for the pipeline up there. So we've had a lot of funny stories over the years, but that's what we get paid to do, is jump through hoops, and we're going to keep on pushing that brand as much as we can. We also have a Mega North. It's based out of our Canadian branch. It's a bit of a smaller shop than our Southern branch, but very, very similar capabilities.
Well, I'm gathering from all of this, John, that the intention is to maintain the Solution Industries identity and brand, and hopefully Solution Man himself. Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I've heard you guys talk about it before. We've had acquisitions over the years, and some of them didn't turn out quite the way we wanted them to, at least initially. One of the ones that I know everybody spoke about and was like forefront for a long time was the Titan Fasteners acquisition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that definitely knocked a few years off of my life as well as some other people.
Yeah, is Tramp is still figuring that one out or what?
Yeah, Trampus is doing great now. I think it took a few years for us to get through it, but he's doing a great job for us.
He was pretty mad at me for a while, with that whole inventory thing that we kept pushing him, and
yeah, it was, like I said, it was not a pretty time for us, but we did get through it. I mean, we had a good equity partner at the time, and they were a little unique in the fact that they carried a lot of operators, like people that actually run machine shops or run distribution centers and things like that. So they did come down and help out and helped us push through that issue we had years ago. But since then, obviously, through bad acquisitions and experience, we've learned a few things. And one of those things is when we make an acquisition, we try not to make any changes until we understand, more about their business. We've got some good leaders in place like Tim, and then we don't make any radical changes. We just kind of go with the flow, and then if we make some tweaks here and there to make the company better, that's great.
Yeah, it's a solution. It's been a company quite literally, built from the ground up. It's been a really fun story and journey to be a part of, and that story was, ready for a new chapter and to be taken to the next level. And I think that's what this acquisition does. And it helps Solution, drive opportunity and growth, opportunity for Solution Industries and the resources we now have that John touched on with access to and are supported by with, Mega, Lindstrom, Stelfast. Opportunity for our employees to be part of something larger, and just the entire group, whether it is Lindstrom, Mega, Solution, whoever, to continue to just learn from one another and find better ways to operate. Everything's been great so far. LSG has been nothing but supportive to Solution Industries, and they really respect and want us to continue the philosophies and brand that we've built through the years.
Well, I think people are always inclined to take sort of a wait and see approach to these things, but I think they'll be comforted in hearing what they just did and knowing that Solution Man will still be flying. Especially, I don't know, did you get wind, Tim, of John Coolhand Butler was going to put Solution Man on himself, courtesy of John Riddell? He was going to pay for it fully. And I don't know if that ever happened, but he's got to be pretty happy.
The voice of Solution Man. Yes, he wears that proudly, which I'm happy about. But
did that happen?
Well, I don't know about that. I just know he wears the title of the voice of Solution Man very proudly. But he will still be flying around the industry, so don't worry about that.
Right on.
Yeah, it was that was a kind of a different experience for us. Every company's got his logo and stuff, but Solution Man and the whole superhero theme, when we first saw it, we were like, okay, what's this about? And then you start talking to the employees and you realize it's embedded in every employee. I mean, Tim and their crew there, the actual warehouse employees, the operations team, they have to earn their shirt. So if they're a new employee, it takes so long before they're given a Solutions shirt. So it's a huge identity for them. We have no intention of changing that and take it away from them.
Yeah, and even outside of work, they're prone to like rip off their street clothes, and you know what they have on underneath.
Yeah, I was there, I don't know, one of the first couple of times I'd been there, Eric, and I was staying near the airport. So I don't know, it was a 20-minute drive. And I swang by to get some donuts for the team. And I'm sitting there in line, and here comes this guy, jumps out of his car, comes running up, and he is decked from head to toe in Solution stuff. I was like, how about that? You just don't see that a lot.
We're not shy about giving out gear and repping who we are. So that, like you said, that's kind of always been part of our culture, and to have fun with it. And I thought that was funny. The first day he was coming in here, he runs into one of our employees just repping Solution hard at a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, love it. All right, so stepping back then, taking the wider look, John, what else is going on at LSG that fully threaded listeners should know about?
Sure. So one of the things, this is in combination of solution. The QC department, we're actually looking at, Darlene is leading the way on this. We're actually exploring expanding our quality department. Solution that is, quality is obviously big for everybody, but as an importer, and I've been doing this for 23 years, price is big, quality is important, but when you're buying a 10 by 20 hex head, there's a lot of different manufacturers out there you can get that from. And I don't want to say you end up with poor quality, but quality is, I think the right word is maybe considered, but it's not the deciding factor. Where at solution, quality is the deciding factor. So we've kind of taken that theme and we're running with it a little bit, and we're exploring possibly looking into an A2LA accredited lab under our name and things like that. So we're really excited about the quality part and the help that solution is going to bring to LSG as a whole.
Seems like a smart play. During times like this where pricing is really a wild card for a variety of reasons, not playing that as your main strength seems wise.
Yeah, we're absolutely, like I said, QC is a big deal for us. And I don't think we could get a better person to lead the charge there with Darlene. I was telling our CEO when we talked about it, if we were to go out and look for a vice president of quality out in the street and accept resumes and do interviews, and Darlene were to put her information in front of us, we would have, without a doubt, hired Darlene. So it was just pure fortune on our side that we managed to pick her up.
All right. Well, double score. Now, I don't want to shift the theme of the conversation or anything, but I'll mention, as long as we're talking about LSG maintaining brands, that Stelfast is another member of the family. And we have it from OJ over there at Stelfast that the monkey is also being maintained. So that's another sigh of relief from the industry. Some things do stay the same, folks, at least for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. That monkey's definitely been around a while, and I know Simi would be very upset if it were to go away. So we're going to keep that going. So another thing we've got coming up with Stelfast, and you've probably seen some advertisements in Link, is our socket brand, and we've been promoting our sockets now for several months, and we've been doing a great job with it. It's been successful for us, so we're going to continue pushing for that. And then that's with Stelfast. And on the Lindstrom brand, we've been expanding quietly into our packaged goods. So when I say packaged, they're pre-packed, 100 per, 50 per. And we've been moving that material around the country. So we have some other locations where historically that's been held out of just our South Carolina branch, or, a long time ago, the Georgia branch. Now it's moved to New York and Texas as well, and we may expand that even further. So that's something that's pretty exciting on the Lindstrom side.
You guys have your hands full over there, man. And Tim, you are learning the role of GM. Of course, you know all the little parts, but now you're putting it all together. And at the same time, somehow managing to juggle your sideline music career. How do you do it, man?
Well, a good supportive family is a good start. A good supportive team is, I guess a team in every aspect of life. But it's been a lot. It's a whirlwind of a fourth quarter for sure. But like I said, it's good opportunity. It's kind of invigorating. And I guess, maybe these last few months, the music career has taken a back seat a little bit, because I do have two little boys at home, so that they require some time too. But no, it's been fun.
Well, family first, of course. And speaking of family, wasn't your brother also in that musical ensemble that we all enjoyed?
Yeah, he's the brains behind it all. So, I'm sure we all. Well, I don't know if we are, but if you've listened to Fully Threaded Radio, you hear the jingle we had, the marching promo, and he created that, and I guess wrote and produced that little commercial, and he's a whiz. So the Vath family duo has been doing music for a long time. Not always corporate cover band stuff, but I guess if you want to hear some of our original stuff from years past, you can contact me.
So who were your musical influences then? Who did you draw off of that listeners could identify with?
Oh, I mean, I hate the cliche that, we've been exposed to and listened to everything. But my parents drove us into classic rock early on. My dad's a big Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd guy. So those two are kind of core there. And as we grew up, we kind of diversified our influences, whether it's, pop, rock, hip hop, whatever it is. And then, we were big into heavy metal type music. So when I say a full spectrum, we definitely have a full spectrum.
What's the name of your band?
Oh, Lord. Skies of December.
Little cryptic meaning there I'm detecting. John, do you know anything about this?
Absolutely not, Eric.
This is the metal band. So yeah, Radiate Live is the band that everybody was listened to at Fastener Fair. So
All right. Well, I'm sensing here that we've got material for a subsequent conversation that we'll have to unleash on a more freewheeling episode of Fully Threaded. What do you say?
We got some other musicians in the industry. I know Bernie over at Lindstrom. He's itching to get.
Does he jam out?
Oh yeah.
He actually used to tour with a band.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get him to come on stage, but he chickened out. So I don't know.
Okay, well, the stars will align eventually. I mean, I think you're right. There are a lot of closet artists out there. Charlie Kerr's one, Bruce Wheeler.
You yourself.
Traveling salesman. Yeah, I'll bust out a few licks given the right enticement. And who knows what we could get going sometime if we just put it together. How about Tripped Out? He's really good on the skins.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. He can be the house drummer.
I was going to say, what is a skins? I guess it's a drum. All right.
It's a little musician lingo there, John.
All right.
We know a little bit outside of the fastener world, as hard as that may be, because we're so predominantly inclined. Well, John Newman with Linfast and Tim Vath with Solution Industries, now with Linfast. This has been an enlightening conversation. I'm glad we finally got to do it, and congratulations on all the excitement that's going on over there. Sounds like you're positioned well.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite, Eric. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully we can do it again at some point.
Yeah, I appreciate you having us on. It's been nice to, I've been listening for quite a few years, so honored to be graced with the invite.
Anytime, gentlemen. You're great partners. We appreciate that. And we appreciate all of you folks out there listening in. We'll be back momentarily with more Fully Threaded Radio.